Hello everyone, welcome back to Can of Wormholes. We have 4 puzzles left. At the end of last episode, I was driving myself mad with this puzzle, and I said at the end I was giving up, and then right at the very end, I solved it. So let me just resolve this one for you in case you tuned out before then. So all it was is eat this one, eat that one, push that up one, and then this lets you move that across. Then you can eat the last 2 dots while still being able to get that one to be up against the fence. And then you just spin around and deposit that down. The resistance against the fence was the thing I struggled with for a solid 20 minutes. But we can move on. This great big Plinko machine we have beat. So we are over here now. This one we've beaten. That one we've beaten. This guy here. Okay. We're going to have to start getting to the tough ones now because there's only 4 puzzles left, really. Or possibly some more after that, but who am I to know? Right, we've got a dot, we've got a fence, we've got a 2 long piece. Let's do some counting here again real quick. So we are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 long. And each of these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to eat the last piece. And we need to cut ourselves exactly in half while the tail end of ourselves is in the correct shape. Okay. Where do we begin? How on earth would I eat that dot there in a manner that will let me do that? Okay. This is a solid start. Now, from here, how can I manipulate this to allow me to roll? Because the problem is, this dot above us, this small cliff directly above our position, prevents us from rolling into the void. Something we could do, perhaps, if we can do it right, might have been to eat this piece as we get tall, but I'm not sure how that would help me. Could I even get tall on the opposing side of the fence if I wished to? I think I'm the wrong number of pieces long to do that. Because I can't add fewer than the extra 2, I don't think. Unless we come in the other direction, perhaps. But that doesn't seem quite right, does it? Now, the other thing I could do, although I'm not sure how I would do it, is obviously one thing I can do he says, trying to prepare for it, is just cut a piece of myself off. But that is certainly not the correct shape. This cannot come away from this wall, I don't think, because we can't get behind it to push it. And to be behind it, we'd have to be where the dot is, or it would have to be off the cliff at the top. So that leaves us with our capacity to get vertical. But what could I do after getting vertical to roll myself invertedly into the water so I can be upside down? I'm sure this is the step that the insight would tell me immediately. Probably not going to be jam that in the hole. I feel like I should be tall enough that I can go all the way over this piece with this. But it won't let me. And there's nowhere else I can think to go with it. Because I can't move it away from the wall. That just gets me stuck. We can go all the way around the fence, but that does not help me. Could go all the way around the block, could we? We're long enough to. But then I can't roll once we do. Alright, show me the insight. Right, we already have one piece of the correct size. This does exactly what is expected. And now I'm presented with the exact same problem, but I'm shorter. Is it this that you're telling me? If I come down, can I cross all the way over it? No. What are you teaching me? Alright, well I always feel justified in not getting the initial puzzle when I can't get the insight right away. Because now I can do this. Right? Well, this becomes its own problem, doesn't it? But I still haven't figured out what the top section of the puzzle is useful for. Because presumably this is going in there. And then I need to be up on the cliff if I'm going... Oh. Single piece up. Okay. So, I guess the very first thing I have to do is cut my tail off a piece. Because I can't climb up onto the roof twice. So is that where I'm going wrong with this? If I could actually grow first. I'm guessing that that is what I need to do. I'm just too long to do it. So I need to figure out a way to cut a piece of my tail off in that exact shape using a single roll here. Is that it? Is that what I need to do first? Trim some of me off in the correct shape? To that end, how would I be in that shape when I roll into the fence? It's a great question. Right, so that wants to be there. And then I want to be... Hold on. Close. Close again. Close, but not right. Why could I roll upwards a second ago and now I can't? Because I can't have a piece higher than the piece I'm trying to roll off of. Where does the cut need to be? It all has to be lower than him. That's the cut I need. But I need it in a different spot. Which different spot? Not that one. So... can't be that because then it's not bent correctly. And it can't be that because that's also not bent correctly. I need to invert what I think I'm cutting. No. Man, who thought the cut would be the hard part? I need the insight for the cut, not for the climbing up onto the ceiling afterwards. If I was short, I would have gotten the going up on the ceiling instantly. Can I do it as a C shape? And then rotate. But that's way too long a C shape, isn't it? Because that has a gap of 3 in the middle, not a gap of 2. But I can't shed... Oh wait, can I do that? So I have that now. Is it even possible to maneuver this to be the correct way round? Can I even make such a rotation? Because I can flip and I can flip. But whichever ways I'm flipping, it will always have the tall piece be the vertical piece, which can't be correct. So what can we learn about this shape? That cuts it on the right piece, and there's 5 pieces behind the fence line. Closer. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Alright, I think we're home free now. Because I already know that I can do this. And then I just do that. Is that one puzzle we've done so far, or is that 2? Because if that was 18 minutes for one puzzle, good grief. But we got there. This puzzle is evil. This one, I'm not sure about. So... my immediate thoughts are, if we push this against the back wall, we can never recover it from the back wall, which would be a problem. Does the insight show me eating my tail on this one? Yeah. I just have no idea how I'm going to get the hook piece over this gap, because it's too wide And if the hook was... Excuse you. If the hook was here, ignoring the extra tailpiece that I have, if I pushed it to the right, it would fall. So what can I possibly do with consumption? Ooh. He's had an idea. He has had an idea. Fight this first, get a bit longer. What happens if I do this? Definitely not. I was like, what if I was long enough that I could eat myself and be 3 long and then hop the 3 long piece over all the gaps? Because if I'm 3 wide as a square, if I'm 3 by 5, I can get over all the gaps. But no, not that. Well then. Hold the phone. It was that easy. Just use the dot to breach the gap with. Okay then. So this flashing light is the one we require this wire for. I promised myself that would be the last thing we do, because that is really getting towards endgame territory, I think. So we're back to the evil puzzle. So all I have gained in knowledge since being here last is that the arrangement that I had is not the correct arrangement. So I need to purge the notion that I had before and try and come up with something different, because the way I was doing it was not the right way. But how can I get rid of that image I have in my head of these all being correct? So if we look at the insight, we can see all of the individual lines. So I push against this, and then I push against that, and I push against this, and I push against that, and then I break the fence. So I know what I'm working towards, just have to build it. Now obviously, stuff like that there. Hold on. He says. If that were there, and then that were there, none of those pieces can be moved to the left, can they? And then if I put this piece under there like that, there's no wasted space. So can I mirror that on this side? So I do the 1, then the 3, and then 2 2s. Now we have to do that one first, because it has to tuck in. Oh my god, if I get this fast, after literally getting on for an hour staring at this trying to do it the other way. My goodness. I spent so long trying to reverse engineer the correct solution to that. Good grief. Okay. So, this wire here. we have to come in through this entryway. And then I'll show you what we did last time, which was simply this. You push this all the way to the end. Then you go down, push it back up. There's your standard victory. They're not trying to hide that. That's not really a puzzle. So. Oh, gross. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? So, to finish the puzzle, we still must put this piece in this hole, right? But the wire can't exist in the same spaces as the hump of this. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to be here after consuming the dot above, and then do something. Oh, geez. Where we bump that in with our tail, or similar, whilst wrapping around the whole thing to make the wire. So what are we doing with this guy? There's a dot we can eat. There's a random 2 long worm. And no other real hints. There is a fence right here. Might be useful for either cutting ourselves by falling on it. Possibly backing up. If I were to do... to figure out how much slack I have. Am I the wrong... Do I have to be an odd or even number amount to break the fence down? Or am I overthinking it? Could I come in from the other side? Yeah, that's not working great for me, is it? So is it like I need to be one longer or one shorter to make that work? Because here's a question. What does the insight for this level look like? Because the puzzle is just push the shape in the hole, right? Okay, the insight is actually giving us some kind of hint towards what we need to do to make the wire then, rather than just giving us help into how we do the rest of it. So where do we fall? I think I need to be on the worm? No. Oh, it's going to be that. Okay. Right, well, we've been here for a half hour. We've got plenty done. I know that there will be this to figure out, and then whatever is going on over here after this puzzle is resolved, because we still need to get this... I was going to say a lyric. That's not what I mean. Glyph. So we need to get that glyph by solving this puzzle after we gain wire access to it. So join me next time. We'll work on making that wire, see what's happening over here, and then see if we are going to get to the head of this ship or not. No idea how much is left to do after that or not, if there's more secrets to come. But for now, thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed this series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.